Facebook, and YouTube.
I'm sure it is. I don't know why. I'm just sure it is.
Feeling good about it? Yep, we are live.
Getting some notifications, so yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get moving. Welcome to Rubbing Elbows 2021 with Lior, because we did one without Lior.
This is actually the two already that I missed. One because I was on vacation, and the second one because I was in bed with COVID. So this is my first episode back in 2021. It's exciting.
You're in bed with the COVID, that's right, sleeping with the enemy.
Yeah.
So wait, you missed two. You missed with Caleb, and what was the one before? Oh, the one before, that's right, with our guy from Brickworks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, welcome. Welcome to 2021, Lior.
Thank you.
So I was thinking we kick things off just to do a little recap 2020. I know there's a lot of new viewers that are coming from the Los Angeles Real Estate Investors Club. We've got viewers that are coming from YouTube, from Facebook. You know, people are seeing our faces just on their feed constantly, and especially people that are, you know, relevant to real estate. At some point they click, even if it's not live, they'll click later on the next day, whatever. So let's do a little recap. Where do you want to start?
I'm actually looking on YouTube, and I'm pretty shocked because I knew we did at least 20 episodes, but this is going to be our 30th episode, it looks like, based on how many videos we have on YouTube. So 2020 was exciting because we had no idea what we were getting into. You know, we always had the luxury of being in the business so long to have access to top celebrities and top producers. So we came up with this concept. Why don't we just get them on a show and let them share some of their secrets and some of their stories, and you know, it evolved into what it is today. And I think we're gonna move it into something a little bit different in 2021. But yeah, 2020 was exciting. I mean, off the top of your head, what was your favorite episode or moment? Do you have anything that comes to mind?
You know, when I think of rubbing elbows and like sitting and having like a real, you know, intimate conversation with a true expert, I think of Dennis Chernoff and his wife, because it was business, but it was also discussing, you know, their relationship, you know, doing all these transactions, and how do they do it as a couple. So that was interesting to me. Plus, they're great looking people, so that just makes things easier. What else? Right.
We had our second episode. We had Maya Vander from Selling Sunset. That to me was exciting because she told us about the new season that was coming out, but we also heard about some of the behind the scenes, you know, drama and how things were working and how she's juggling. You know, we have most agents that we know and work with that are working in a territory. She's selling in Miami and Los Angeles at the same time and juggling those two, moving back and forth. So that was exciting to see that with a new baby, with a younger child at home.
I don't know how she does it, but she's a beast. She's the beauty and the beast. How about that?
I love when I see, you know, moms that are hustling in the business, women that really just roll up their sleeves, and it's just, first of all, I love working with them because I want to support those people, because you just want to go out of your way to see them succeed, and it's very exciting to see that. And there's so much of that. We've had so many moms on the show. It's just it's really something.
Yeah, I agree. Seeing them push and juggle schedules, and you know, the ones that want to push through. I mean, look at one of our other guests, Adila Viatan. She does it with a set of twins and another daughter, and I mean, and I think another son, but she's able to do it. You know, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great.
All right, let's get into some exciting information. Let me, you know, I know you always have deals, right? And you're part of the LA Investor Club, and You're always kicking out these emails, but you mentioned to me before we started the show that you just got something. Why don't you just throw it out here and let's give it like a sneak peek before you blast it out to all the investors.
Okay, so yes, there's definitely a couple of deals that just came in today that members only are getting first look at it right now. As you know, I like to be in the mix on different platforms, different levels. And Los Angeles Real Estate Investors Club is 41,000 members strong and growing, and they're constantly buying stuff. So I'll get into the two deals of the week for this week. We've got a beautiful project in Sherman Oaks on Morrison Street. It's between Kester and Van Nuys. If you'd like to see footage, I can get you footage, interior footage, and get you access. But the project itself, it's a 2,500 square foot house. It's got an attached garage you can convert into an ADU. It's got a pool. It's gated. It's a 6,700 square foot lot. And the house next door, literally next door, just sold for 1.7 a few months back. With where the market is now, we feel that you can get 1.8 for this property once you renovate it. I think you can get away with just cosmetic, do the kitchen, gate it, give it a nice entrance, entryway. You can get away with 150, maybe $200,000 renovation. You're not adding any square footage, nothing structural. You can pick it up for $1,350,000. You'll be all in for $1,550,000, and you're out in $1,800,000.
So how long are you seeing investors that pick up these deals from you that are not major renovations, right? Just the quick cosmetics, some TLC, in and out. What's the fastest you see those people turning those around?
60 days.
60 days, really?
Yeah. They're not trying to get permits for anything. They've got their crews, they've got their materials. They come in, they start doing their demo, they start cleaning up. They've got their kitchen guy, they got their tile guy, they got their painter guy, they got their gate guy, and it's just a matter of aligning it all and making sure it happens. It's just like the moms that are hustling. It's the same thing with some of these builders and contractors. Some of them will take their time. Some of them will just knock it out.
So this one is you said you can pick this one up. You already have it locked?
Yeah. $1,350,000. You can do a 45-day escrow. So if somebody wanted to do a conventional loan, we can do that too. And we should obviously I should talk to you about that as well.
Okay.
The next deal,
$1,350,000. I want to run through the numbers real quick just so we can.
Okay.
Yeah. So $1,350,000, you pick it up, right? That's your cost all in. Let's say another $10,000 for all the transaction fees and everything that comes with it. How much in investment do you said about 150?
150, yeah.
Okay, so let's say we're in at 151, and then what are the comps going for in that area?
So let me pull one of these comps here. If we go with the property right next door, let me pull that up 1 second. It's 2589, and that one sold for, now it's worth $1,856,000. When it sold exactly a year ago. So obviously we know the market increased in the last year. Zillow is giving it $150,000 over what it was sold for. So and it was new construction. It was 1949 build, okay, and the price per foot.
Zillow's giving you an average for the area. It's not taking the top and it's not taking the bottom. If you're putting 150,000 into this property, you should be able to put it in a newer condition on the market and get a bit of the top end of the market, especially right now with how inventory is so low, right? So let's go conservative, right? 185, you said, right? That one is worth right now, and that's not even considering the high-end values. That's somewhere in the middle. So 185. If we pick that up at 95%, because we're paying 5% in commissions, that leaves us with 176, and we said we're in for 151. So that's $250,000 after commissions. That's So when I look at deals like that, I always say, okay, do I have room for error? Let's say something, changes. I have to put another 50,000 that I didn't plan. Obviously, there's room there, especially if you're talking about in and out 60 days. Because we don't know what the market's going to be like in 6 months or in 12 months, but we know right now people are paying all cash because rates are, first of all, rates are super low. So they're able to put in 30% down, get the best deal on the market at 2.5, 2.75. All right, what's your next deal? That's a good one. What's the next one?
That's a great one. I would personally buy that one myself. Just I can't buy anything else for myself at the moment. The next deal I've got is a 20,000 square foot lot in Tarzana South. This is the.
Hold on. So just in case people miss that, you have it locked in escrow, so they don't have to battle anyone. They just need to come in to you directly, and you already have the rights to assign the deal. So basically, it's already in escrow. If somebody has an investor that wants the deal, they have the deal, right? As long as they come in with the right price.
Correct. Now it's pre-negotiated. And this is something that we've merged with LA Fixers, now with the Los Angeles Real Estate Investors Club. It's basically giving that edge to the investors, right? So you've got all these different buyers that they get really discouraged when they're putting offers one after the other. They're still not getting these properties because there's so much demand. And on average, it's 5 to 6 multiple offers on every property. So what we're doing is we're saying, listen, there's no multiple offers. We've got full control over the contract. We will assign the contract to you as long as you come in with the price, with the number that we need, which will still make sense for you. Okay. For example, this property, this is in Tarzana South. This particular neighborhood, they call it the new money neighborhood. That's what we've been calling it because it's tons of athletes, producers, YouTubers, musicians. It's like every other car is a G-Wagon. It's just one of those neighborhoods. Okay. Yeah. It's a 20,000 square foot lot, 2,500 square foot house. Okay. Needs full renovation. It's outdated. They haven't touched it in 30 years. The house needs to be gated. It's got a circular driveway. It needs to be gated. Needs to add a pool to it. You need to renovate the house. And you should
renovate the house. Is it livable? Can you get a loan on it? If somebody wanted to buy it, not to invest.
Yes, you can get a loan on it. You can get a loan on it.
So they can come in with 10 or 20% down. Those programs are coming back, and it's livable, right? It's not. You still need to renovate it, but for purposes of loan, you can get a loan on it.
Thank you for clarifying that. Yes, 100% you can get a loan on it.
Okay.
It's livable. I wouldn't live in it, but it's livable.
Yeah. Okay. All right, go on. So you got 2,500 square foot house, 20,000 square foot lot. Is that what you said?
All flat. Yes.
Okay.
So it's a beautiful, one of the last large lots there. You can do a 1,200 square foot ADU, and the lot is wide enough that you can obviously give them their own entrance. That ADU can bring income. It can help a borrower qualify. And then you've got a value of 2.4 million. So you're buying it for 1.475. You're putting, let's say, another 150 into the ADU, another 150 into the renovation. That's 300. Another 100,000 unforeseen for your gate, for your whatever, landscaping, whatever it is. Okay. You're in $400,000.
Yeah. On
top of the 1,475,000 closing cost, that's $1,500,000. You're all in 1.9. You're selling it at 2.4.
Or you're just keeping $500,000 in equity, refinance, get your money out, and you have a home that's worth $2.5 million with over $500,000 in equity.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
I like it.
So both of these deals are fantastic deals. Deals that can yield great money, especially in this market. Especially in these neighborhoods. This is not, an upcoming neighborhood like, you know, Echo Park or whatever, where it's upcoming and we're hoping to hit certain comps. These are neighborhoods that already have comps. Like if you're looking at the south of the Boulevard Tarzana one, there's homes that are selling for $4 million there
Right.
all day, you know. So those are my deals of the week. I think we should switch over. And since we've been talking about loans, I know that you have a lot of partnerships with agents. I know you get a lot of business from realtors. You know, whenever I talk to a realtor that for some strange reason doesn't know my co-host Lior Yehuda, I always ask him, you know, what cave are you living in? So maybe you can tell us a little bit about the partnership that you create with these realtors and why they send you the business.
Well, really, you know, I would say about 4.5 years ago, my partner Michelle and I, we decided to really shift the business model, and I joined Todd Duncan's elite group and started getting coached by him and learned this process that some of the top producers in the nation have been implementing. And all it is really creating. There's two aspects of it. So first, we create the ultimate 5-star customer experience, because without that, nobody's going to want to refer us people. At the end of the day, our goal is that every time we deal with a realtor as a partnership, and we actually partner with them on the business. So we learn about their business, we do a gap analysis, we figure out where we could be of value to help their production grow. And we deliver only on the things that we know we're good at. And you know, I learned very early on that in sales, everybody thinks that it's a numbers game, right? You always hear it's a numbers game. The more people you talk to, the more you're going to sell. The more people that if you convert 1 out of 100, then call 200 people and you'll convert 2 deals. And when I realized that that's a misconception, and it's not a numbers game in the sense of how many people I need to speak to convert X amount of deals, but rather what do I need to do to convert more of the people that I'm already talking to? That's when we started really focusing on creating this ultimate experience that people go out and talk about us, right? It's not exciting to wake up in the morning and go get a mortgage though, but we want to make it exciting somehow and make the experience so positive so that people go out and tell everyone they know, you have to use this company. It was the best thing I've ever gone through. And it took time. It took us a whole year just to perfect and implement all these things. And one of the things that we've done is we forced our partners to have the customer go through an initial presentation with us. And everybody was hesitant in the beginning because they said, listen, people are busy. Nobody wants to take 30 minutes, 40 minutes out of their day and actually go and sit down and learn with you. But once they realized the value of it and what we extract from that, we created this thing called the circle of cash flow. And I'll try to explain it briefly because I don't want to take too much time. We can talk about it offline if anybody wants to know more. But every single customer we talk to, my goal is to tell a realtor, when you give me 1 referral, I get you 1 back from that customer. How do we do that? The simple answer is every time I go through an application, there are 5 potential resources within that one customer that nobody ever thinks about. And when I say it, they'll say, oh yeah, I think about that, but nobody actually does anything about that. So what's the first one? I ask for tax returns. Who's on the tax returns? The CPA. So I ask the customer, rate your CPA for me. Are you happy with them? From a 1 to 5, what would you rate them? They rate that CPA a 4 or 5. I tell them I want his name and phone number, and I want you to make an introduction. I want to talk to him. Because I have other customers that ask me if I know of a CPA, and I can refer them to your CPA. That's number 1. Number 2, they have an attorney sometimes, or a financial planner, or I look at what they do for a living. I had a customer that a realtor gave me that he was selling his house. The realtor was the listing agent, and he also helped him purchase a new home once he got out of the house in Simi Valley. First thing I noticed, he's a manager at Home Depot on Sunset. Now, how many employees does this guy manage, right? At least 300. So normally you would see that, you would move on. I reach out to the customer, I talk to him, and I say, listen, after we're done with this transaction, if we do everything properly, I would love to come in to your place of work and give some kind of value to your employees. Would it be valuable if I came in and talked to them about debt consolidation, about credit repair, and then possibly, I'm sure out of those 300 people, there's at least 2, 3, maybe 4 that would like to know how much they qualify for if they wanted to buy a house, right? So we finished that transaction. We went in there, we did a 10-minute conversation. We gave each one of them a card that said, if you'd like to learn any of these 3 topics, just mark it, sign your name, we'll reach out to you. We had 17 people give us a card. 4 of those actually wanted to figure out what they qualify for. And guess what? Of the 4, 3 of them didn't even have a realtor in mind because they weren't thinking about it. We brought that to their attention. That realtor that referred me that customer that worked at Home Depot received direct referral for 3 new customers. And we do that also with the CPA. When I reach out to the CPA, I say, listen, would you accept referrals? I have customers that come to me sometimes that are very fed up with their CPA. If I send them to you, are you able to take on more business? It's an obvious question. They're going to say, yes, of course, I'll take on more business. I explain to them how we work, and I tell that CPA, if you know anybody that needs to refinance or is looking to purchase, I would like for you to refer them to me as well. And we develop those relationships with all those influences with that one customer, and we try to start extracting. The realtor that brought us the customer, he owns all of those referrals automatically, right? The CPA that brought me that referral owns any clients that need a CPA that go back to it. So that's the circle of cash flow. I try to explain it as briefly as possible. That's just one of many things that we do with the realtors, but that's the commitment that we have for them. My goal is to convert at a higher number, right? If you're giving me 10 referrals, I want to be able to at least give you 10 back from them. And that's basically how we built that over the last 4 years. It's been incredible. Every single one of our agent partners is doing more business because of it.
So when you tell the accountant, for example, would you take on more business and in exchange refer business back to me? They say yes, of course.
Yeah.
Who really sends the referral first?
So it all depends. When we do this process, we always find opportunities. When I ask the customer, how do you rate your CPA? Some will say 4, 5. I get that person's name and number. Some will say 3, 2. You know what? I hate my CPA. I'm looking for a new one. Well, guess what? I have a list of CPAs that are 4 and 5s that I can refer you to. I'll give you 1 or 2 names, or I know based on this area, this guy's close to you. I'm going to refer you to that. Now, I gave you a couple of ideas, but we take it a step further. We already know moving companies that we refer customers to. When they buy a new house, we automatically include, a little gift package with moving tape and all this information, and then a referral for them. We have close to 30 different business types that we created in this circle of influence to refer one another. So there's always people looking for people. We actually took it a step further and we created a website where our customers can go to the website, they can click on business resources, and they can see local people in the area. So when I come to a CPA, I don't just tell him about this. I pull up the website, I show him, and I tell him I'd like for you to be one of the people on this site. So when my clients need a CPA, you're one of the options on them. So they actually get to see it in action.
Interesting. Let me see what the next topic we're going to be talking about. Celebrity homes. That is a topic that seems to be a very sexy topic. People are always interested to know, who's doing what, who bought what. This person's on that show. This person just got a $10 million contract to be on Marvel or whatever. And people are always interested, especially celebrities. So let's see. This is something I want to pull up. And I just want to go over a few because I think it's just really good to know what's going on out there. Rob Lowe. Can you see Rob Lowe over here?
Yeah, it's hard to see like that.
It's hard to see? How's that?
Better.
Okay, Rob Lowe, he's got a property that he actually just sold. Let me make sure I got this thing right. All right. Let me close this. Okay. So he's got a property in Montecito, $45 million home that he just sold. Okay. And let's go to the next one. There was one that I really wanted to go over, which was the Reese Witherspoon property that she bought for $16 million. This is more information on Rob Lowe's huge estate. Can you see this picture here?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, they put on the market in 2008 and 18 for 47 million, sold it for 45.5. Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt's former home in LA sold for $32 million after their divorce, obviously. Hedge fund executive bought this property. Let's see. He bought it originally for 49. They sold it for 32. So they took a huge hit on it, but I'm sure they can afford to take hits like that. But we love divorce sales because there's always value there. Elvis Presley's former LA home sold for almost $30 million. I don't think they're giving information on who actually bought that one, but Meryl Streep sold her New York City penthouse for almost 16 million, but that's not LA. I'd like to keep it LA. Khloe Kardashian sold her Calabasas mansion for 15.5 million. Most expensive sale for that area. I believe this was in Hidden Hills. I'm pretty sure it was in Hidden Hills. We can double check that. Anthony Hopkins sold his $10.5 million house. This is a house that he purchased from Elon Musk, I believe. Yeah. Jennifer Lawrence took a hit on her $9.9 million condo. She purchased it for $15.6 million 4 years ago. She sold it for, wow, look how much less. $5-6 million less. But that's Jennifer Lawrence for you. Okay, let's see who else we got. Susan Sarandon. Elon Musk sold Gene Wilder's former home. This is, I believe, in Bel Air. Sold it for $7 million, so he's probably moving somewhere much nicer. I believe we should leave it at that. That's just some fun news of expensive homes that have been bought or purchased by celebrities.
Yeah.
So if I hear of any other good ones, I'm gonna kind of compile them. One of the things I want to talk about regarding my deals is that you can find them on lafixers.com.
Just about that. So yeah, how does someone right now, let's say somebody listening and that Tarzana or Sherman Oaks property are a great fit. So they can go and look at your website for inventory, but how do they get in contact with your team to be able to get on that deal?
So when you go onto lafixers.com, when you click on inventory, you're going to see, well, when you click on it, you'll see there's options. There's an email that you can email to discuss offers, access, address, things like that. There's a cell phone number that you can use for text purposes. And then there's notes on the properties. So go to lafixers.com, go into inventory, and we'll take it from there. It's pretty self-explanatory. What else? Oh, and you know what? I've been noticing that, thank you for that. Screen sharing, I love it.
This is the deal. All right.
Yeah.
Text number.
Yeah. lafixers@gmail.com. You'll probably get something back from me, Chuck at lafixers.com, and we'll get the ball rolling on that. One thing I wanted to bring up is I hear a lot of investors, a lot of buyers. This is really, really important. If you've been kind of tuning in and out, this is something you should definitely focus on. There's a lot of investors, a lot of buyers out there that are trying to buy properties and they're just not getting them. Okay. For whatever reason, they're not getting them. Okay. There's a lot of other investors. They're not able to show the right proof of funds. They're not able to structure the deal in a way that it makes sense for the seller to accept over the 7 other offers. This is what we do. So if you've got a property in mind that you want, whether if it's listed or not, bring it to me. I will find the owner for you. I will write it up. I have someone on my team that will hand deliver it to the seller, overnight it to the seller. We've got a private investigator on our team. So some of these absentee owners, we find them, and there's no getting around it. If you see a property, just give me the address. We will take it from there. And obviously, you're going on the contract. It's your contract. We're just coming in as a broker.
Valerie Peak is asking on the chat, can you share a referral to someone in San Diego area in real estate wholesaling? Or do you work in San Diego?
San Diego wholesale.
We had one of our segments. You brought on a speaker that does also wholesaling. Does he maybe get out to? Let me pull up that episode. Jeff Koga, I think, right?
Who was it?
Doesn't Jeff Koga also do?
I don't know that Jeff does wholesaling in San Diego specifically. I think he's back in LA doing stuff in LA.
Message Chuck directly your contact info. He'll look at his Rolodex. I'm sure you'll find someone for it.
Okay. So, I suggest that we talk a little bit about how we want to restructure the episodes. We may want to do them bi-weekly. We may want to keep it under 30 minutes. We may want to do, depending on what guests we have.
I said we let people kind of tell us what's valuable or not. So Chuck and I have been kind of discussing how's 2021 going to look, right? And we're still going to bring in guest speakers. We're going to bring celebrities. We're going to bring in top producers. But we also want to add some more content, right? We've all been in business long enough. We have things that we know work, and we're at this position in our careers where we want to share and give this valuable information for anybody in business to be able to develop. Some of the things that I talked about today and mentioned are some examples of that. I've been in coaching and mentoring for years, so I have a ton of content. Chuck has been developing his platform that is so successful now for many years. So we want to be able to share that, but we also want to make sure that's something that you guys watching would want to receive. You don't want to waste anybody's time. The whole purpose of putting this together is really just to create this community for anybody to get valuable information. So if you don't mind, just quickly drop, whether you're watching us on YouTube or on Facebook, just in the comments, or if you're here on Zoom, in the comments, let us know if, besides for bringing the guest speaker, segments like what we did today, sharing some tips for your business, maybe 5 or 10 minutes out of the show, we could talk about tips for your business. Is that something that you guys would want to hear about? And if so, we'll bring more of that to you. So at any moment, just go ahead and drop that in there. Over the next few days, we'll go ahead and look at all the comments and figure out if that's something that we're going to implement. We do have a guest speaker already lined up for next week, so that's going to be exciting. And we have a couple, lined up for the rest of the year, but we definitely want to shake it up a little bit.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So I know we were talking about doing a reel for past episodes and things like that. I think it would be great to have that circulating because it'll give people an opportunity to say, hey, I know Harma Hartouni. Hey, I know, Marty Azulay. Hey, I know this person, that person. And I think it'll make them feel more inclined to watch some of the episodes, to subscribe, and to possibly appoint someone they think would be a good guest. because we feel, we're in this community together, and we feel that, some of the best content can come from, some of our members' suggestions.
Yeah, I mean, just as an example, very quickly, and this is also a little plug. So if anybody here in certain territories wants to benefit from this, then I can talk to you offline. But I think it was episode 5 that we had David Leibovich, which is the general manager of Realtor.com, right? After
Yeah.
that, he connected me with someone in their mortgage division. My partner literally just signed a contract. We just developed a relationship with them where we're going to be, we're purchasing this obviously, but we're going to be getting information of customers that are actively right now looking to purchase homes that need a lender. So we're going to step in and do the pre-qualifying, do the presentation, do the whole spiel that we do. And the whole purpose of us doing that with Realtor.com is because we want to be able to utilize that to partner them up with a realtor if they don't already have one. And at least 50% of people come to us first before they even have a lender in mind. And we're going to be obviously needing some more of these relationships to plug them in. So that just, one example from a guest speaker that we had in a relationship that now a year later has come to fruition. But please reach out to me if it is something that you can benefit from, because we're definitely going to be needing some more people to pass this on to.
Fantastic. We also want to keep this under 30 minutes because people are busy. And so we're hitting 37 minutes. I think we should wrap things up unless we missed anything, but I think we covered a bunch of stuff. And we are looking forward to your suggestions. Facebook, YouTube, follow us on Instagram, Rubbing Elbows.
Yeah, so we'll be here again Thursday, 2:00 next week. We will have a guest speaker. I'll think up some additional tips that we can talk about for some business tips of the week, and hope to see everybody on either YouTube, Facebook, or here on Zoom. We may change the platform in the next coming weeks, but we'll notify you if that does happen. Otherwise, we'll see everybody. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate all the questions that are written out. We'll get back to anybody that needed some referrals, and we'll see you guys again next